Howdy, pilgrims. How you doing? Today is a very special day here in the Hunter. And in recognition of that special day, you can see I'm not in my usual gear. Today we're going to do some old school. We're going to do some old school for a reason, and that is today the Hunter has released the Trophy Lodge. And so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking a step inside that Trophy Lodge, get us a look at what the interior looks like, and then we're going to go out and we're going to get our very first animal to put in the Trophy Lodge. And as I always say, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. So I think you know what it is that we need as our first animal for the Trophy Lodge. And if we're going to take us a grizzly, well, we can't just go out there and poke a hole in some bear. That's right, we're going to use our trusty rusty recurve bow. We're going to do this one-on-one old school. Alrighty? Alrighty. Let's go on in and take a look at what these new lodges look like. Now, when you go to basically any camp on any map, you just look for a building, and on that building there will be a sign, and it shall say Trophy Lodge. And you'll see that basically all these buildings say that. And they all look basically the same inside, but exterior-wise, they do look like they'd be different. But we're just going to come over to this one here. When you get up to the door, just hit E, and that will allow you to enter. Now, by clicking the little pencil down here, you can change the name of your lodge. That way, if you got multiple lodges, you can keep them, you know, straightened out in terms of which one is which. Now, the lodges cost $750 EM dollars, which is about $7.50 American. A little bit less than that, but that's not bad considering what we're getting out of it. And some people are going to complain. We know some people will complain, but guess what? Screw you. We got a lodge. You know how long we've been waiting for this? All right, but just click that little bar and you will enter. We do not have any trophies at all here in the lodge, because I wanted you guys to see what the basic lodge looks like. Now, I got to tell you, that's what inspired me right there when I come in and I seen that. You know, that's a classic painting right there. My pa was a wildlife painter. A lot of people don't know that, and he painted many paintings like that one right there. That's actually an old paint by number, I think, but that guy right there is going to be our first edition. We're going to put a grizzly bear in here, Pilgrim. But we've got some really excellent artwork here. Wonderful painting of elk and some great information, Audubon-style prints, stuff like that. Now, none of these dressers or chests or any of that are able to be activated. You can't turn on any lights or anything of the sort, but I can tell you that they've done a damn fine job with this. Right down to the ticking of the clock that doesn't move. Guys, if you're going to bother to give us the ticking sound of the clock, then at least make the sweep pan go around. Breaks my immersion. Got us some lovely coffee cups. Nice easy chair, which we can't sit in. I don't know why. And there we go. So that is kind of a look around. It's very well done. I can say that I would happily spend time in a place like this. But we need us a grizzly bear, and so that's what we're going to be doing. Now, when you're inside the lodge here, if you hit I for inventory, it'll show you the layout of the lodge, and you'll be able to choose what size plaques are available. Now, when you choose a plaque, large round platform, for instance, it'll show you which types of animals can be mounted on that kind of platform. So, for instance, large round platform, we can do turkey, goose, or pheasant. Large platform, brown bear, a grizzly bear, black bear, kangaroo, or snow bear, the old polar bear. Medium platform, We've got our various foxes, coyotes, as well as our feral goats. Small round platform. This is the neat one here as far as I'm concerned because they got some great poses for the animals. All the different sorts of ducks, all the different ptarmigan, and all the bunny rabbits. Small plaque. That's where we will be able to do all our different sheep, all the basic deer, including caribou, which people are calling reindeer, and our 2 different types of boars, and then large plaque, which is, of course, where we have moose and bison and the various elk and red deer. Now, you'll notice that as we go through these, you'll see these locations up here. All right. So if we go, for instance, to large round platform, there's room for 1 large round platform here in the corner of the house. You know, here's our door right here. There's our window. There's our sliding doors. Medium platform, you'll see we got 2 medium platforms. Large platforms, and so on. So what that means is that there is a total of 21 animals that you can put in a lodge. Alrighty. So our bears go there. Well, our large ones that'll hold a bear go there in that corner, and they're over here in this corner. But it's time for us to go get us a grassrooty bear. Our very first mount shall be a grassrooty bear. When you walk up to the door, just hit E. That will allow you to exit. I find it mildly disconcerting looking in there and seeing something different than the building we were just inside. But that's okay, because it would have been the same interior if we'd gone over to that little one or whatever. Pardon me. But so what we're going to do is first we're going to make sure that we are properly geared. I am going out in commemoration of this event. I'm going out in my classic clothing for equipment. Now, of course, normally I go out and I hunt them with the recurve, and that's what I'm going to take. I thought about taking a longbow, but you know, guys, when it comes to being charged by a grizzly bear, I think I'd just as soon not have myself torn to pieces by a grizzly simply because I'm shooting with an unfamiliar weapon. We are going to get some backup arrows here. And I, of course, have my trusty rusty 30-06. And by golly, I think we're good to go. We got our elk bugler and our elk juice. We've got our deer grunt call and some mule deer scent. You got to get our no stinky. Where are you, Captain No Stinky? I should have all kinds. I should have 20 No Stinky here someplace. Where the heck's my No Stinky? Oh, I've already got it in my inventory here. There we go. Alright. That makes a little more sense. I should have 20 applications as far as I understand. Let's see here. There we go. Pull that one down there and make sure we got extra. And let's see here. Shall we face paint? I don't think we're going to face paint today. I think we're going to keep this a real challenge. Because that's very much what I've got in mind here. Is a real challenge. I want to face me a grizzly bear on the grizzly bear's terms. We're going to see if we can take him on a charge so that we got a story to tell with that mount. What we're going to do is pop open the map. And right now we're currently up here at this lodge, but we're going to go where we always start, which is down here in the field. We're going to fast travel down there. And there was a mule deer right off the bat. He is over by the lake, and if we do this correct, we could have him. Alright, well, let's get our no stinky on. Let's slip over. We got the tree stand there. Now, I am in a contest for for the largest mule deer. And by golly, if we had a big old gorgeous muley come in, I'd be forced to take him. Now, as regards the lodges, you can purchase as many lodges as you want. You can have 200 lodges if you want. And each one can have its own unique inventory of animals. When you take an animal in the field, you have the choice of having that animal set for taxidermy immediately in the field, which does cost you EM or GM. Or, if you decide not to, you can have a 24-hour grace period in which to make up your mind. So, like, we don't have to immediately set this guy for taxidermy as soon as we take him, because what if we get a bigger one during the hunt, or we get a non-typical or something like that? So, you can do your whole hunting and make decisions about that stuff afterwards. But he came through here on his way, and as a result, I think that it's in our best interest to just come right out here. Nice and simple. Ooh. There is our grass-early bear, and he's down on the shore too. Right down where that deer called from. We may have our first grass-early bear. Ease our way down here and see what we see. I was going to see about calling in that buck. But remember, our first harvest is meant to be a grass-early bear, our first mount. And if we got one down there, we may have our first one a lot quicker than expected. He called from the edge of the water here. Where are you, grass-early bear? Called from right up there on the hill, huh? Well, I think despite that the fact that we had that mule deer call, I think we're going for Griz. Like I say, I would like my very first trophy to be a Griz. Alright, we got the charge. Just what I wanted. That is just exactly what we were after, guys. I wanted to take him on a charge. And I wanted him to be our first harvest. Heart and lungs, I put it where it was meant to go. You want to put it at the junction of their neck and their shoulder. I think if you're going to take the time to harvest and mount such a majestic creature, there should be a story with that creature. And by golly, I think there's not much better story than, yeah, it's 5 in the morning and I was down on the little pond looking for mule deer. Had just heard a buck give a call down by the pond, and I was working my way up on that pond to see if I could draw that buck out. I was wearing my buckskins, you know. And all of a sudden I was charged by a grass-early bear. Well, all I had was my trusty Ben Pearson Mustang. And he come bursting out of the bushes, so I let fly. And I hit him right in the juncture of his neck and his shoulder on his left side. Well, now the problem was I had me a wounded grizzly bear out there. I had to track him in the morning light. See, y'all, this is an important part of being a real-world hunter, is the stories. And we just made ourselves a story. Well, I tracked him northwest out of that there pond. Followed him up around the crest of a hill. The early blood trails were heart and lungs, but as we went along, I was finding more body bleed, which meant I got me through and through, so I knew that feller weren't long for the world. See, you got to build that story. Very, very important part of this. And there he is, my friends. Well, I come over the crest of that hill, and I could see the glow of that tracer knock. He's about halfway down the slope. Lying there pretty as a picture. We approached him with caution. After all, he's a grizzly bear pilgrim. But he lay right there. And just as we were about to take a look at him, we heard another one roar. Damn, I wonder where he was. Alright, well, let's get a look at this fella. He's not the biggest grizzly bear there ever was, but by golly, he's ours. And we took him with the bow on a charge. I'd say that qualifies. Yeah, there you go, junction of the neck and shoulder. I was just a touch high. He's kind of dark in color, but let's collect him up. Let's see what he looks like here. There we go. He's only a 16. He's not the biggest grizzly bear there ever was. In fact, it's a she, grizzly bear female. But we took her with the bow on charge. Shoulder blade, left lung. There we go. That's what I'm after. I say want it to look like that bear's checking out my hunter mate with me. There we go. Confirmed trophy shot, accept. Now, do you want to taxidermize this animal? Now, you can see it costs us only 10 EMs to do the taxidermy, but it costs us 2,000 GMs. Now, that means that probably it'll be 20 EM, because it's usually 10 times the amount in GM for anything. But yes, we are going to taxidermize that animal. And that's going to be our first one that we put in there. Alrighty, we're back here at the lodge. I completely closed the map, restarted the hunter and make sure everything was refreshed. And what we're going to do is we're going to see if our grizzly bear is ready from the taxidermist, old Max. And head on into the Squatch Lodge and see about placing that guy. Alright, so all we should have to do now is just hit I. Pick the appropriate platform. I believe that would be... So we've got plaques and we've got platforms, and I think it'd be the large platform. And there it is. There is our grizzly bear. Now if we go and hover over the little I down in the corner, you'll see species, grizzly bear, rarity, common. Score, 16.693. Gender, female. Reserved, timber grove trails, and the date. that it was taken. Now, eventually, it's also going to tell us what weapon they were taken with and all of that kind of stuff. But what we do, I believe, is we just draw it over to whichever platform we want it on. Click resume game. And there she is. There she is. And, you know, the best part is that is the specific bear. It isn't just some generic bear. This is the exact model with the exact coloring and skin and everything of the bear that we took. Now, what you can do is you can come up and you can left click, or is it right click? So right click will give us the information on the bear. And then I believe if we get in the right position and we left click, it should allow us, there it is, to change how the bear is arranged. So left click. Let's see. I have to left click, looking at the base, looking at the bear. Oh, okay, so what you want to do is you want to right click so it pops up the information, and while the information is up, that will allow you to change the bear's pose. So there we go, that's important to know. Right click so that you get the information on the bear. That means the mount is now active, and then left clicking will change the mount's position. And so the reason I took the photo with her looking over my shoulder at my hunter mate is because I knew one of the poses here was this kind of silly looking pose, which I think is pretty neat. It's a lot of fun. Then we've got something a bit more regal like that. And it matches the pose in the picture in the background, which I think is pretty neat. But I think we're just going to have her like this for now. As a matter of fact, I think we're probably going to switch her over to the other location just for the sake of the light. We'll see how she looks over there. Let's take a look real quick. So, large platform. Pull her over to there. Resume game. And now she's over in this location. She's the greeter bear. And welcome to Walmart. Now, the only thing that's a bummer is you can't F2 while you're in here. Now, if I could F2 and get a view of me standing next to that bear and take a screenshot, that'd be awesome. But alright, guys. So there you go. Our very first mount. A female grizzly taken with the bow on a charge at point blank range. Can't decide if I want her over there or I want her over here, but by golly, she's ours. And she's a ferocious critter. Unless you set her down like that, then she's not so ferocious, but you know what I'm saying. So thank you for joining me. Do like a bob while we take a look at the brand new trophy room and went and collected our first trophy animal. I do believe I'm going to go out and do some more hunting. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And I'll just remind you now, to please remember, if you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. Alright, we got the charge.